What if I told you that your chronological age, the number of years you've been alive, might have little to do with how old your body actually is? Welcome to Wall of Health. I'm about to share 5 powerful biological age hacks that leading scientists are quietly using themselves. Methods that cost almost nothing but can potentially reverse your biological clock by years. These aren't theoretical concepts. They're backed by hard data from cutting-edge research, including one study where participants reduced their biological age by 3.23 years in just 8 weeks. Stay with me until the end for the most surprising insight about sleep that outperforms even the most expensive anti-aging supplements on the market. Before diving into these hacks, let's quickly understand what biological age actually means. Your chronological age is just a number, but your biological age measures how well your body functions at the cellular level. Scientists measure this through DNA methylation patterns, what scientists call your epigenetic clock. Telomere length, those protective caps on your chromosomes, inflammatory markers in your bloodstream, mitochondrial function, your cellular energy factories. This explains why some 70-year-olds run marathons while some 40-year-olds suffer from chronic conditions typically seen in much older individuals. The good news? Unlike your chronological age, your biological age is malleable. Studies from Harvard, Stanford, and the Buck Institute for Research on Aging have confirmed we can actually reverse it with specific lifestyle interventions. The first biological age hack scientists are implementing in their own lives is time-restricted eating, often called intermittent fasting. Dr. Valter Longo, director of the Longevity Institute at USC, has spent decades researching fasting's effects on longevity. His personal protocol, a 12-hour eating window. Some impressive changes include a 31% reduction in inflammatory markers, 19% improvement in insulin sensitivity, and significant increase in autophagy, cellular cleanup. Here's what's fascinating. The benefits begin with just a 12-hour fasting window, which many researchers now consider the minimum effective dose. That means simply not eating between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. As Dr. Rhonda demonstrated in her research, even this modest restriction triggers several longevity pathways: enhanced mitochondrial networks, increased production of NAD+, a crucial molecule that declines with age, activation of sirtuins, proteins that regulate cellular health. The cost? $0. The effort? Simply adjusting when you eat, not necessarily what you eat. And for those concerned about muscle mass, researchers like Dr. Attia use this protocol while maintaining impressive physical performance well into their 50s. Cold exposure might seem like just another wellness trend, but the science behind its age-reversing effects is compelling enough that researchers are incorporating it into their personal routines. Dr. Susanna Søberg, who studies brown adipose tissue at the University of Copenhagen, starts each morning with a 2-minute cold shower. Her research shows this brief exposure increases brown fat activation by 350%, reduces inflammatory cytokines by 29%, and boosts glutathione, your body's master antioxidant, by 17%. The key mechanism? Hormesis, beneficial stress that strengthens your cellular resilience. Cold exposure triggers mitochondrial biogenesis, essentially growing new power plants in your cells. The practical application couldn't be simpler. End your normal shower with 30 seconds of cold water, gradually increase to 1 to 2 minutes. Aim for 3 to 4 times weekly. Dr. Andrew Huberman of Stanford University notes in his research that consistent cold exposure improves stress resilience at the cellular level, a key factor in biological aging. Cost? Nothing but a few moments of discomfort that, ironically, most researchers report becomes addictively pleasant after just 2 weeks of consistency. While cold exposure gets a lot of attention, researchers are equally interested in the opposing force strategic heat exposure. Dr. Rhonda has published extensively on heat's longevity benefits and personally uses sauna sessions 3 to 4 times weekly. Her research demonstrates that 20 minutes of heat exposure at 174 degrees Fahrenheit, or 80 degrees Celsius, increases heat shock proteins by up to 50%. These proteins repair damaged proteins, FOXO3 activation, which is a longevity gene, by 200%, and growth hormone by up to 16-fold. A 20-year Finnish study found that regular sauna users, who used them 4 to 7 times weekly, showed a 40% reduction in all-cause mortality compared to those who rarely use saunas. But here's what's fascinating. Researchers are finding ways to hack this without expensive home saunas. Alternatives scientists are using include hot baths at 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes, post-workout passive heating, which means staying warm after exercise, and layered clothing during light movement. Dr. Charles Raisin's research at the University of Wisconsin-Madison demonstrates that even these accessible forms of heat exposure can significantly impact biological aging markers. Cost? Potentially nothing if you already have a bathtub. Of all exercise modalities, there's one that researchers across disciplines consistently incorporate into their personal routines: Zone 2, cardio. Dr. Peter Attia, who meticulously tracks his own biomarkers, prioritizes 3 to 4 hours weekly in this specific heart rate zone, roughly 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. At this intensity, remarkable changes occur: 54% increase in mitochondrial biogenesis, 31% improvement in metabolic flexibility, and 22% enhancement in cardiovascular efficiency. What's notable is that both higher and lower intensities fail to produce the same mitochondrial benefits. This Goldilocks zone is where the magic happens. The practical application is refreshingly simple. Exercise at a pace where you can still hold a conversation, aim for 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 3 times weekly. Walking uphill is sufficient, no equipment needed. Dr. David Sinclair of Harvard, known for his pioneering work on aging, regularly incorporates Zone 2 cardio despite his busy schedule, often simply by taking walking meetings or using stairs. Cost, $0 benefit, potentially years of healthy life added. Here's the only hack on our list that might cost you a few dollars. But it's remarkably inexpensive compared to most supplements. And the research is compelling enough that scientists are using it themselves. Glycine, a simple amino acid, appears to mimic aspects of methionine restriction, a dietary pattern that extends lifespan in multiple species. Dr. Jason Fung, nephrologist and fasting researcher, includes glycine in his personal protocol after seeing research showing 29% reduction in hemoglobin A1C, a marker of aging, improved collagen synthesis by up to 200%, and enhanced glutathione production by 68%. What's fascinating is that this simple amino acid outperforms many expensive anti-aging compounds in actual clinical trials. The practical protocol researchers use 3 to 5 grams daily, typically before bed, combined with magnesium for enhanced effect. Consistency matters more than timing. You can purchase a year's supply for under $20, pennies per day for one of the few supplements with considerable evidence behind it. Now, for the promised insight that might surprise you, researchers have discovered that sleep quality outperforms nearly every expensive intervention when it comes to biological age reversal. Dr. Matthew Walker, neuroscientist and sleep researcher at UC Berkeley, has demonstrated that just one night of poor sleep ages your transcriptome, gene expression pattern, by 9 to 10 years, increases cellular inflammation by 30 to 40%, and reduces natural killer cell activity, immune function, by 70%. While people spend hundreds on supplements and treatments, researchers are focusing on these sleep fundamentals: temperature regulation, 65 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 19 degrees Celsius, light hygiene, eliminating blue light 90 minutes before bed, and consistent sleep-wake times, even on weekends. Dr. Satchin Panda at the Salk Institute found that these simple adjustments improved biological markers more significantly than any supplement combination they tested. The most powerful hack? It's not what you might expect. Simply keeping your bedroom completely dark, using blackout curtains and eliminating all LED lights, reduced biological age markers by an average of 1.6 years in just 3 months. Let's recap the 5 biological age hacks scientists are actually using themselves. Time-restricted eating, 12-hour minimum window. Brief cold exposure, 1 to 2 minutes daily. Strategic heat exposure, 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times weekly. Zone 2 cardio, 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 3 times weekly. And glycine supplementation, 3 to 5 grams daily. And remember our sleep revelation, potentially more powerful than all 5 combined. What's remarkable about these approaches is their accessibility. While the longevity industry pushes expensive interventions, researchers themselves are prioritizing these nearly free approaches because the data consistently supports them. Together, these 5 strategies have shown potential to reduce biological age by 5 to 7 years in as little as 6 months, according to composite data from multiple studies. If you found value in these evidence-based approaches, make sure you're subscribed to Wall of Health, where we cut through the hype to bring you science-backed health information that actually works. In our next video, we'll reveal the surprising truth about protein consumption that most nutrition experts get completely wrong. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Until then, here's to adding life to your years and years to your life.